Yeah, I'm ready. If everybody's ready.
Rabbi Wilhelm, good evening. Before we start our regular Mishnaya shir, would you like to say a few words on the Parsha? Take it away.
Moshe Chaim, thank you very much. I didn't have a chance this week to do it spontaneous with Ben Zion. This week was a very busy week. It was a lot of Boimer and a lot of good things going on. So I figured we have our Thursday morning, or in Japan, we have our Thursday night shir in Mishnayos. We'll do a quick thought on the Parsha with this year. Now, I just want to tell everybody, the listeners, what we got here. We got an intercontinental shir. Well, you see the people on the screen. You have two people from Japan, one from South Africa, one from Syracuse, New York, one from California, one from Cleveland, and it's many more joined for this Mishnayos. Now, we know that Mishnayos is a special study. Mishnayos is the same Oisius as Neshama, and I heard that it also has, Mishnayos is the same letter as Mishaneh. You learn a lot of Mishnayos. Mishaneh means it could change you. There is a group of Chassidim that learn 18 prakim and Mishnayos every day. When they learn 18 chapters every day, every month they finish the whole Mishnayos. If they want to go through a cleansing, obviously you're studying Torah. There's nothing great as studying Torah, but also it cleans you. It makes you a better person. Okay, anyway, I'm not promoting Mishnah. I want to just say a short Dvar Torah. This week is a double header. It's Bahar B'Chukosai, which is the last two parshas of Chumash Vayikra. It's a lot to speak about, but we're going to take out one thing, as Moshe likes to say. It begins, in the Chukosai, it speaks about the mitzvah of Erchin. Erchin is when a person wants to donate money. A person commits to pledge a certain value. How much are things valued? How much is a person worth? How much is a child worth? How much is a woman worth? A man worth? And the pasuk goes on to describe you have to fulfill your commitment when you pledge a certain price, but you have to know what a price. If I say I'm giving my value to the Beis Hamikdash, how much is a person worth? Which is very, very funny. How do you put a number to amount to a person? But it does speak about that. So I saw that the great sage Rameir Shapiro was asked, what's the connection? Why first the pasuk, the Torah warns us and warns us and warns us how to stay out of trouble, and then it goes on to speak about the mitzvah of Erchin, which doesn't connect. It says it very well connects, because when a person reads the warnings, he starts getting depressed. Oh boy, I must be worthless. Look what's going on there. Look what it says we can't do it. And we all stumble. We all have a Yetzer Hara. The Yetzer Hara is shrewd, and we all. You might get depressed. You have to be super, super strong not to fall into the Yetzer Hara. So right after the parsha of all the warning comes the mitzvah of Erchin. Why? Because it teaches us that a person, as he reaches 30 days old, he has a value. Don't think you are a nobody. Every person, man, woman, from 30 days old, you are worth something. Don't ever give up. And you see that, and that's a lesson that's taught by the mitzvah of Erchin, because if you pledge your value, you are going to have to pay whatever you're worth. But never say, I am worthless. The Eibusher does not look at any person like, you're gone, your history. Every person has a value. Now, in one of my other classes, we're learning Choshen Mishpat. I might as well have connected a thought that came to my mind. Over there it says that when you, Eric, you want to mute your mic? Over there it says that when you damage a person, you have to pay. When you damage an animal, you also have to pay someone else's animal. But there's one fundamental difference between the two. When you damage an animal, only if you depreciated its physical value, you pay. In other words, if you broke a limb and now it to be sold on the market, it's worth less, you made him have a depreciation and financing for the seller. But When you don't pay anything else. There's no embarrassment to an animal. When you hurt another person, there's more than just paying for the damage of the depreciation of the person's value. You also pay unemployment, you pay doctor bills, you pay embarrassment. There's a bunch of other things that get tagged along. So the halacha says a fascinating thing. There is no charge of unemployment for an animal. If there was a person who was renting animals and because of somebody's carelessness, the animal became sick and has to be out of circulation, you don't pay him as long as you give him back the animal and a couple of days the animal will be back healthy. You don't have to pay for the unemployment. By a person, because the job of every person is to work and we have to be productive, you could even charge, you even have to pay for the fact that he wasn't able to work. I think that's a tremendous lesson. We are not meant to stay stable. Someone said, we have a doctor here. Somebody said that when you go to a hospital room and you see the machine or the heart monitor, you see it's up and down, up and down. If you see it's a flat sign, you're in trouble. We cannot be flat. Yes, there's ups and downs, but you got to get moving. And every person is valuable. Every person is important.
You hear that, David Lubin? Flatline is not good.
You're done.